disappointed that the committee didn't see that even one rape is way too many. We have a bill that's addressing the prison guard issue, which needs to happen. We have a bill addressing body cameras, which needs to happen. But this bill specifically addressed the transgender inmates being transferred from men's prisons to women's prisons, where we know there's a problem as well. And so that's what our bill addressed. It was not political. It was just in response to hundreds of letters that we received from incarcerated women working with Amy and, woman to woman, and just addressing the issues that these incarcerated women live every single day. The state of California, this all started last year when I held a condom up on the Senate floor. It was sent to me by an incarcerated woman that says this is California's solution to prevent rapes in women's prisons. They also have staff teach you how to remind you to take the condom to the day room, take the condom to the shower, take the condom to the necessary places that you have to go to programming and job training, just in case you get raped on the way. And it's really sad that California would have that as a solution instead of making sure that individuals that are highly sexual predators that are being transferred into the women's facilities are not allowed to be transferred anymore. So I'm disappointed that the bill failed, but we did ask for reconsideration.
And you want to say your reaction?
Absolutely. I think overall, even though the committee did shoot us down, it was a win because we were able to have this conversation with senators like Senator Weiner. It was really important to get the information out, to get this stuff on the record, to get our sisters' voices restored, and really shine light on the fact that the California State Legislature is playing games. It's playing games, and there has to be a loser in every game, and incarcerated women have been that loser long enough. So the fact that we were able to get that story out there and expose something that has been covered up and is really of little to no importance to the majority of our supermajority, this was a win. We consider this a good day overall. No matter what the outcome, it was a win, and we're fine.
Yeah, sorry, can we back up a little and just catch up on the bill? Are you seeking a whole new facility within CDCR? And if so, have you thought about the funding implications of that?
No, I'm not seeking a whole new facility. It's just intimate spaces. So CDCR has the ability to, did have the ability to put different people in different spaces for safety reasons, but SB 132 gives transgender transfers housing preference, so they actually get to pick where they get to stay in the housing units. And so this particular piece of legislation would just have them in intimate spaces separate from women like Amy or myself, and they would still be doing programming, job training, yard time, meals, all of that stuff with all women, but just on sleeping and intimate spaces would be separate. Yes, just separate. And we had to address the 290 registrants, because we found that out of 33.8% of the individuals requesting transfer, 25% of them are sexual violent predators. So if you offend on the outside, why would you let them continue to offend on the inside? That's the issue that we were trying to address. We actually submitted committee amendment. We submitted and asked to have, what if we just drop the bill to 290 registrants, because any win is a win moving the ball forward, and that was denied.
Well, and to point out, something SB 132 forgot to consider was reproductive compatibility. Because people are intact and you're having people with opposite genitalia living together that are intact, we have an issue here where we're having pregnancies. Babies are being conceived in custody and being born in custody. So this is something that hasn't been considered. And this would have solved that problem, because you're going to reduce the amount of spaces and times that you can conceive children.
And I would love to provide you guys here at the media those letters that came from those inmates after I held that condom on the floor last year in the state Senate, saying that was California's solution. These letters are heart-wrenching, just heart-wrenching, from these inmates that are stuck in an 8x8 box, and they have a 6-foot-tall roommate that's been transferred into that facility. And one person describes horrific beatings on a daily basis and still has no authority to transfer out of that cell because the other individual has preference.
Approximately how many letters did you receive?
I think there's 50-something letters. I think 11 came directly to my office, and the others came through other organizations like Amy's and others that said, please get it to the senator. And I do have a problem, and I'm going to address it with CDCR, and I probably shouldn't say it here, but I personally responded back to a inmate that provided me information, and that inmate never received it, and I'm going to find out why.
We're going to ask about AB 379.
Yes. Yes. So I was disappointed again that the ultimatum was given that 16 and 17-year-olds would not be included as minors, and Assemblymember Carell made the right decision to move the ball forward and go after the loitering for the intent to purchase and do the $1,000 penalty so that we could have resources available for those that are find themselves in this situation. I am disappointed that in the legislature, the legislative body, that there are individuals that will fight and advocate to keep 16 and 17-year-olds out of a minor provision that allows them to be more protected under a felony provision for those that would purchase them for sex. I'm ecstatic again that just like SB 1414 and SB 14, the governor came to the rescue. I think he sees the issue that public safety has to be put in check. And how many times does a bill that's common sense that most Californians would agree with, that can public safety kill and there not be repercussions or consequences?
As far as that specific amendment, how would you characterize your, I guess, was it an agreement to take that amendment out last year as well? How would you characterize how it went down last year? Is it exactly the same thing that happened this time? Or?
So last year when we had SB 1414 and they forced amendments on us in the Public Safety Committee, we took those amendments, because I asked the chair, are you forcing these amendments on me? And Senator Aisha Wahab, the Public Safety Chair, says, it looks like it. That was the first time we knew the amendments were going to take place. So we had to take those amendments in order to get the bill out, or the bill died. So we protected 15 years and below, and then we continued to fight through the whole process for 16 and 17-year-olds to be included. We requested meeting after meeting with the Senate Pro Tem McGuire. We have all that documentation. We requested meeting after meeting with Assemblymember McCarty, with Senator Wahab, and they were all denied until the night before the Public Safety Committee hearing. I was brought into Senate Pro Tem McGuire's office, and it says, you're going to take these amendments, and it's going to allow a limited inclusion of 16 and 17-year-olds, and that's it. And I said, can I see the language? No. Do I get it in writing? No. This is it. The bill dies because we were coming up to a legislative deadline. The bill dies unless you take these amendments. So it wasn't a negotiation. It wasn't an agreement. It was an ultimatum. And so we took the ultimatum that was presented to us, and then we continued to fight for 16 and 17-year-olds as minors to be included. We are talking about buying kids for sex. It shouldn't be that difficult. The governor of the state of California and I are on very different spectrums of the political world, and he even gets the fact that we are talking about buying and selling children for sex.
Public Safety Chair, last question, because we're going to have to wrap it up soon. Sorry, Jeannie.
Yeah, sorry.
The chair made a couple comments today saying that, the actual act of purchasing or the actual act of having sex with a minor, like those are all felonies. This is specifically solicitation. Why, to you, why is it important for that to also be included, for solicitation to also be included?
I think we need to stop the act before it happens. So if you were able to we can provide you with those documents. These are grown men saying, okay, $500, but I want this, and you better have that, and then you're going to do this to me, and if you're not satisfactory in that area, you're going to bend over and do it the other way, okay? And I know I'm saying things that are not appropriate, but you know what? Somebody needs to say what's really happening in these conversations. If somebody's going to engage in that conversation and negotiate a deal and pay $500 or $100 or whatever it is, then they are going to pursue that. Why wait till the child is actually raped or sold? Why not right there in the middle of the negotiation bust them for doing it?
Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Blake. Thank you, Jeannie. Sorry. The senator has to go.
You guys are Cal Matter. There's
No.
so many people.
I want to.
There's so many people in prison that really want to check the Cal Matter.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.